When you are stuck ruminating and agonizing over every single thought uh, that has to do with the narcissist, which pretty much takes up 100% of your mental capacity when after you have been discarded or when you are going through the devaluation, your mind is constantly so busy going over the lies, the betrayals, and the incessant questions that you have been asking yourself, such as how in the world did this happen to me? How could they do this to me? And how has my life and my perfect relationship turned out like this? And you're simply focusing on mere survival. You're basically just eating, sleeping, and paying bills, going through the motions. It's in the worst cases, some people are rendered completely disabled after these relationships, and anything that can bring you joy and energy in life are filled after the narcissists are filled with pain, emptiness, and dread, because your mind is all consumed by the narcissist and the memories of the love bombing stage. And maybe even when your loved ones and your friends and children talk to you, it's nearly impossible to be present for the people that you love because of this. And the problem with this is the natural human process is to do more thinking. We are curious beings, and this is incredibly ironic because we are trying to get off of this particular train, yet we end up putting our foot down on the gas pedal and pushing to drive even harder. Whenever I was initially trying to recover from narcissistic abuse with the use of my mind and zero support system, trying to solve the whys and trying to solve the hows and these rationalizations and the magical thinking, and I was getting absolutely nowhere, and I was still stuck in that pain and that fear. And you I want to share with you today what I believe to be, so far in my healing process, the most effective way to get relief from all of the all-consuming thoughts, and so that you can start to enjoy your everyday experiences, like spending time with your family and your children, taking a peaceful walk and enjoying a hobby, listening to music again, and just being yourself in a safe and comfortable environment. You must remember that the narcissist did the damage, and your mind is continuing this narcissist job of annihilating you, even if you have managed to get out of the relationship and stay away and go no contact. And if you haven't, your mind very well may still be stuck in the pain and the survival mode, the abuse, and like I said, the strategy of survival, trying to navigate the narcissist and force accountability or get the love, get that reciprocity in this dream, this illusion that you could have a healthy relationship with this person. And if you have gotten away and stayed away, you may be astounded at how you're still stuck years later in these painful ruminations and in these painful thoughts. And they may be worse than when you were actually with the narcissist, because you have had the time to go over and over and over what happened, and these things, they don't add up. It's a conundrum. It doesn't make any sense. And you think to yourself, how could any human being behave this way? How could I have ever gotten myself into this? How could this happen to me? And how in the world am I going to recover? You cannot stop thinking by doing more thinking, and your mind is the enemy in this situation, keeping you in the pain and the torment. And moving on requires you being able to move past your mind and to eventually heal. And moving on, if you don't, your mind is going to keep battering you for the narcissist. You know that when your mind is going over and over all of the painful thoughts and all of the painful memories, and trying to, thinking about what the narcissist is doing and feeling the anguish of what happened, and whilst trying to think of yourself out of the situation, out of the pain, and while doing this, we don't see that we're driving ourselves into even more pain. And until we know better, we think that we have to find this relief through our mind, and it is impossible, because it is your emotions which originally dictated how your mind was going to respond. respond. And we all have the urge to shut off emotional pain. And until we learn how to do that in a conscious way, there are two ways that we avoid dealing with our pain unconsciously, which is what we are always doing when we try to get relief through our mind. We either, one, direct painful thoughts at someone outside of ourselves, in this case, the narcissist, or number two, we try to find a logical reason to grant us relief and peace. And you will know from your experiences of the narcissistic abuse of where you are at in the healing process, and that neither of these strategies will work, and that directing the pain outside of yourself will only keep you stuck in a victimized addiction cycle, and trying to find logical reasons only ever provides short-lived relief at best, as it never sticks. And your mind is searching for that reason, and you want to grant yourself relief from this pain, and you're going back, and it's just a circle. And the more you obsess, the harder and stronger the energy of the narcissist pull is in your mind, and this takes over your entire life, and it will eventually turn into absolute obsession. In order to evict the narcissist from your mind, you must understand that this person was an illusion, and it is an illusion that anyone or anything outside of you has power over you. And the only reason they can have power over you is because there are unhealed parts of you that are allowing it, whether you are aware of it or not. And here's the deal. Your pain and your mind attachment to the narcissist is energized and pounding because you have not yet realized that healing is about you and not the narcissist. And when we have emotional pain and painful thoughts that belong to us, we must accept ownership for them. You are responsible for your own healing. No one can do it for you, and nothing outside of you is going to come and save you from yourself. You are your own savior. And in order to carry out your healing, you must recognize the following truths. And those are that the intense emotional pain, which is causing your mind to try to ineffectively control that pain, is coming off of a wounded part of you that has been triggered in some way by someone else's actions outside of you. And your inner wounds are still stuck inside of that illusion that your well-being, life, and that your truth is dependent on others and what they are or are not doing. And these wounded parts, they are still precarious, insecure, and not empowered, and they are waiting for you to heal them so that you can shift out of this illusion and know that you are capable of creating a real life that is not precariously connected to what another specific individual is or is not doing. And you have to do the deeper soul work on these unhealed parts to release this emotional pain, and then effectively the narcissist really truly will be evicted from your mind. And I know how terrible it feels to have your life completely consumed by an abuser, and the painful thoughts of the narcissist, and the memories of the good times, and the what ifs and the whys. And you have to get out of your head. You must get out of your head and stop thinking and start healing, as our mind is the source of unconscious living. It keeps us separated from our inner self in a way, and our inner healing and the creation of our ultimate truth. And if we want to truly take our power back and be the true creator of our lives, we need to get out of our mind and into that healing path. What many say is that people never change, and I don't believe that this is true, as people can change, but a narcissist cannot change. There are conditions that there are things that need to happen make change conducive, and these are awareness, say, of the behavior that they want to change, not the relationship partner, but that person themselves, as you have no power or place to try to change anyone. And intention, this also applies to identifying acts of abuse and acts of evil. As one who is aware of what causes harm and intentionally chooses to make that harm happen cannot be excused. And one who repeatedly chooses to cause harm is at the very least comfortable with their actions, and they have in essence absolutely no intention of changing. So stop making excuses for an abuser, for a narcissist. So I want to give you a reminder of all of the mind warping strategies that were used to make this abuse happen: the gaslighting, the projection, the smear campaigns, the threats, the exploitation, twisting of the truth, and the outright lying, the circular arguments, the logical fallacies, the silent treatment, the shaming, and the humiliation. Why? To have power over you and to feel more than by making you feel less than. This is central to a narcissist's need. Is feeding on others is all about reinforcing that their beliefs that they are superior are true, which necessitates that all others are, of course, inferior. The way out of this, and the best way that I can describe this, is that it's going to feel extremely counterintuitive, and that you must understand that this state of deterioration that you are in is very, very serious, and it can even be deadly. And the way out of this, like I said, it is completely counterintuitive, and it is to completely detach from this person and from the situation, and to let go and turn all of that focus and all of that obsession inwards towards yourself. And this goes against everything that we feel we should be doing, and which was previously reacting to everything outside of us. And the reason that this feels completely counterintuitive is because we haven't been taught to turn inwards, and that we can change our emotions and become independent outside of what is going on around us. And when we do, we respond instead of reacting, and we lead by example. We can inspire people to meet us in a healthier place. We can let go of people, and we can also allow people to make their own journeys. And this goes from everyone, from the narcissist to our children. So how can we do this? Because we are already whole, regardless of what other people are saying, what the narcissist is saying, and what you are saying to yourself. You must have a relationship, a direct and intimate relationship with your inner self, and no longer handing your power away, as this is always our greatest mission in life, is to master ourselves. Because we have no power, and nor do we have any right to master another human being, whether they're a narcissist or not. And then we discover something completely incredible. The people who do have resources to be healthy amend their behavior and join us, inspired by our solid, empowered self. And the people who don't have the resources or the will to be healthy, such as narcissists, leave our experience. My name is Sara Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101.